Hello, I'm Robert, and you're welcome here in my biz little shop. On today's episode of What's on My Workbench, I've got a different type of project, and I'm saying that because some of my subscribers haven't been here long enough to know, but I do some tool restoration videos from time to time. I've got a collection of some tools that I've picked up here recently. This was a gift to me. I'm not sure how old this one is. It doesn't say the brand name on it. I'm hoping once I clean it up that it'll look like there's maybe some type of logo on there. But it'll give me some indication of it, but I'm sure it's from the early 1900s. So anyway, I'll let you follow along as I work on this video. I hope you're having a great day. This is Stanley rule and LI, not the rest of it on there, and then a patent number. Looks like patent 27188. Looks like maybe a third 8. This shows you even back then, whenever this was made, they were worried about the visible side, but the back side has got a lot of the casting marks still on it. So I'm not saying it wasn't a well-made tool. I'm just saying they spent money where it needed to happen. And this side here is curved, so it would be harder to get polished smooth and just not necessary. I got a couple little areas to clean up around here, and then I'm gonna give this a buff. Gotta clean these corners out here. That one's clean enough. I'll buff this, but I don't need to sand it to a finer grit. I'll figure out what I want to do on this. I like the wear on here. I don't know that I want to do a whole lot of cleaning on this. This area here will get polished up. But I think I'm gonna leave the handles a little bit as they are. I'll put some sealer on them to try to keep them from aging more. But let's focus on this. Some people would remove the paint and redo that, and I'm not about that. I want it cleaned up and working well, but I don't want to hide the history. Pretty good. go. Stanley Rule LL patent. Huh. Okay. It's making more sense. You see what I'm seeing there? It's not a patent number. It says patent February FEB 27th, 1883. So I'm not saying the tool's that old, but that's where the patent's from. Interesting. Patent February 27th, 1883. Okay. Maybe someone knows which Stanley number that is. It'd be easier for me to try to do research on it. Maybe if I just type in that patent date, I'll be able to come up with it. I need to sharpen this, and it's pretty sharp. I was trying to be wary of it. I'm bleeding a little bit here, but you can probably tell it's from, I just wore through my fingerprint here sanding. Got a few of those, but they heal back. Worth the effort. Start with the 400, wet and dry here. Someone's probably saying you shouldn't have cleaned it like all that because you ruined the value of the age of the tool. To me, the value is it doing its job. And cleaned up and sharpened is worth it to me. Sharp. When I came across this spoke shave, or I should say when my wife did, she was visiting a friend whose father had passed away, and they had tools in the garage that were hadn't been used in a long time. I believe this tool belonged to that person's father, or maybe even grandfather. So the person's father, I'm not sure exactly when Mr. Parks was born, but I'm gonna say he was probably born in the late 20s or early 30s, and this belonged to probably his father. And like I said, it could have been a hand down from that gentleman's father. I just used a little boiled linseed oil on here. That's maybe a non-traditional use of it, but I find that it does a good job of leaving a film behind on it. Put it together now. There's a good chance it's 100 years old, maybe older. It'll take some adjusting to get it set right. It's worth the effort. It's really a handy tool to have in the shop. I know, who has a spoke shave today in their shop? Not very many people. And I'd been looking for one for a couple of years, and you can find a new made tool like this, but they're not like this. I hope you've enjoyed following along today. Turn the camera around here. I hope you've enjoyed following along today while I worked on refurbishing this tool. I don't know, would you call it a refurbish or just a cleanup? You know, a lot of times, like I said earlier, a lot of times people want to remove all the paint and everything, and I'm not about removing the history. I just want to make it as pretty as it was the day that it was purchased. And maybe it's better looking, who knows? But it's a great tool, a handy tool, and it'll outlast me. I appreciate you being here today. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I do a few of these tool restoration videos. If you like them, let me know that you like those. I've got a couple dozen tools I need to work my way through here to return to their original splendor.